Hello everyone, my name is Rajesh Kumar and I'm your DevOps SRE DevSecOps coach. I have close to 18 plus years of experience working in multiple MNSEs around the globe and having in-depth knowledge of DevOps, SRE and DevSecOps. So I would like to introduce you one certification program in a DevOps, and that is we call it DevOps Certified Professional. Now this is a 2 months of program, 25 tools of DevOps you will learn, and apart from that you will also get the access to the LMS, lifetime access to the videos portal. It's a certification program, and you will have 25 assignments and 2 projects along with it. It's a completely weekend program, so here you have classes on Saturday and Sunday. So as part of this course, you will learn multiple things. Here you see that you will learn Linux, AWS, Docker, Jira, Confluence, Python, Git with GitHub, SonarQube, Maven, Gradle, Packer, Artifactory, Selenium, JMeter, Ansible, Kubernetes, Helm, Terraform, Jenkins, Datadog, Splunk, and Neuralink. Now, how do we, apply for this? So how can you reach out to us? So you have a WhatsApp number and email ID. So please reach out to us, and we'll help you to onboard this program. Apart from this DevOps certified professional programs, we are offering other certifications as well in a DevSecOps, SRE, and one of the very comprehensive programs which we have is in Master in DevOps Engineering. Yeah, so feel free to get in touch with us and then enroll for it. Thank you.
Okay, so today we are going to discuss about Rancher. Okay, so if you look at the ladder of learnings, this is something which we have to do. Let me help you to visualize that. First, you need to learn Docker, and I assume that everyone have that knowledge. And after that, you need to know Docker file. Docker file is to create an image, and I think you should be knowing it. After the Docker file, we should know compose, Docker compose. Now, Docker compose is optional actually. Why we want Docker compose? Because it's before getting into the Kubernetes. If you know Docker compose, it will definitely help you to visualize the scalability and stuff like that. And after that, we need to know Kubernetes. Okay. Kubernetes, using that we can orchestrate the application pods and all stuff like that. I'm assuming you know that. And after that, Helm. Helm is also optional, but without Helm nowadays, hardly few applications being deployed. So if you want to deploy any applications in Kubernetes, most of the time either we use Helm or either we use operators. You can deploy YAML file also directly, but Helm is the standard way to deploy. And this is something we need to know. Now, after this, there is one problem which is coming in the project. So the problem is in your project or in your organizations, maybe you have 50 Kubernetes clusters. Let's say 50 projects, small projects. So that means 50 Kubernetes clusters you will have in the dev environment, and 50 Kubernetes clusters you will have in the QA and staging environment, and 50 in the pre-production, production, and stuff like that. So this is something which every organization needs it. Okay, so small organizations, see, look at the number of clusters, 150 altogether. Now, if you see that here, these are, I'll just write it dev also, and this is for QA also, and this is for staging also, and the production again we have it. So you can add more 50, at least 50. And why do we need it? I think we all are aware of it, correct? All of you? All of you? Hello? Okay. So these are the number of clusters which we needed. Am I audible? Just for the sake of clarification.
Yes, yes.
All of you? Okay. So many clusters we needed. So Think in terms of organization point of view, not yourself. Organization need too many clusters. Many clusters they need of Kubernetes. Okay, many clusters they need for the Kubernetes. They want to also manage the authentication and authorizations, like who should be having what access, they want to control. Okay, it can be production also. Okay, so remember that they want to control the access of it, enterprise wide access, so not any accident should happen and stuff like that. On top of that, they want to have a compute and storage capacity planning properly. They want to do it as compute and compute means CPU and RAM, which is powering the your Kubernetes cluster, and storage orchestrations also for the entire need for the clusters, and many more things. For example, they want to each projects, let's say 50 projects you have, they want to set up a CI/CD and DevOps, the one which we discussed already. DevOps means, let's say in each project there'll be one Jenkins, uh, they'll each project there'll be Sonar Cube, something like that. So they want to have a DevOps tools for each project. Okay, they want to deploy at one place. And then one more thing, I don't want to complicate too much, but they want to set up a monitoring also. Monitoring, observability, which I have taught you. So as part of observability, some tools we need for infra monitoring, some tool we need for log monitoring, some tool we need for the APM entry system. So how these organizations will manage so many clusters, how they will control the authentication, authorization, compute allocation, storage allocations for the certain projects, and DevOps implementation and monitoring. How do they achieve? Do we have any tools after that where we can manage the uh, Kubernetes, multiple instance of Kubernetes? And that is where that Rancher is coming into the picture. Okay, Rancher is coming in the picture. So we will discuss as part of it how do we manage the multi Kubernetes clusters with the help of Rancher concept and architecture, and then followed by quick demo. Are you comfortable with it, all of you? Hello.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Rajesh, we are
So
good.
understanding the need for multi Kubernetes management, overview of Rancher and core concept, and then architecture, and followed by one quick demo of deploying the Rancher. Okay, so is multi Kubernetes management is a real thing? Yes, it's a real thing. Just now we discussed. 76% of enterprise will standardize on Kubernetes within 3 years. That is a statement made by J. Lehman. He's a principal analyst in CNCF. Now, if you look at the Kubernetes adoption in the projects, okay, so the percentage of Kubernetes users within more than 5 clusters rose from 34% in 2017 to 39% in 2019. So look at this, 61% of users at organization with more than 5,000 or more employee have more than 5 clusters. So look at the number of clusters for the project, for the enterprise is growing over the period of time because of Kubernetes adoption. Now, Kubernetes again is a dominant player in all these areas. So we all already know that. Now, if you look at the adoption of container technology also, day by day is growing a lot. Okay. And then we see that which version of Kubernetes container management is being very popular and things like that. So if you look at this here, uh, If you want to set up a Kubernetes multi Kubernetes cluster, then market leader is EKS, and after GK, then AKS, then Red Hat OpenShift, and then coming up to the Rancher Kubernetes, which is capturing almost 10.2% of market share. So enterprise enterprises like organization embrace multi-cloud. 92% of the enterprise have a multi-cloud strategy. 80% of 80% have a hybrid cloud strategy. So 49% silo workload by cloud, with 45% integrating data between the clouds. And only 42% of all participating organizations use multi-cloud organizations tool. Respondent use an average of 2.6 public and 2.7 private cloud. So you can see that how enterprises are using multi-cloud, multi-cluster management functionality and so on. So what are the use cases of multi-Kubernetes management? So one of the use cases which you can consider provisioning multi-cloud with Kubernetes. When one cloud offers a better solution, lower cost for high performance and high throughput workload deployed to any Kubernetes cluster easier across the cloud. That's one advantage. So you want to manage multi Kubernetes cluster. The same time you want to have a good performance, pricing, and all stuff like that. And same time you want to migrate within a few times. Let's say right now you are running the Kubernetes on AWS. Suddenly Azure got cheaper. So can we migrate without or little challenges to other cloud? So that is something Kubernetes function Rancher like a functionality, or OpenShift like a functionality can help you. Distributed application and multi-site active. So you can have a two clusters in a distributed environment, active or active passive also. You can plan for it. So backup clusters and all, and also multi-cloud monitoring challenges. You can uh, see that use case of multi Kubernetes management. So now we understand that why that multi-cloud Kubernetes platform is needed. With that, how the Rancher can help. So we'll need to understand. So overview of Rancher and code concept. So Rancher is a open source software company. Okay. So this product is open source first of all. It's a free. And this software company based out of California, US. They have a multiple open source product focused in the container and Kubernetes space. Rancher is a flagship project. So Rancher company itself has a flagship product, which is called Rancher, which you are learning. It is an open source Kubernetes management platform for enterprises. Rancher includes everything needed to deploy, operate, and secure multiple Kubernetes clustered across any infrastructure, including AKS, EKS, GK, on-premises, and at the edge. That means using Rancher, you can deploy the Kubernetes clusters. But where? You can deploy on AKS, EKS, GK, on-premises also, and at the edge also. So that is a capability. Rancher, you can, deploy the clusters, operate the cluster, and also secure using authorization or authentication modules, which I will discuss in some time. So Rancher is the most widely used Kubernetes management platform with 13,000 plus GitHub stars, 100 million plus downloads, 30,000 plus active users, and 2.7 million plus containers managed. So this is something which is about the Rancher, and then you can see that over the period of time how the Rancher got evolved, and in 2020, Rancher acquired by Suzy in $600 million, and so on. So yeah, Rancher reduced the Kubernetes complexity, Rancher deployment, operations, security, and management. So deploy and monitor clusters on any infrastructure, centralized security policy management, centralized RWA control, protect and recovery of clusters.
If you would have any issues with our channel membership, you can drop an email to us at contact@debugschool.com, or you can also unsubscribe from channel membership anytime if you don't want to continue or did not like the video. Please be kind enough to like it, and you can comment any of your doubts and queries. We will reply to them at the earliest. Thanks for watching.